Hey guys, this is Rich from Rich to Be Live, and very interesting thing that's happening right now. Very, very interesting thing that's happening in the cannabis sector. So if you've been watching Rich TV Live, you know that the cannabis stocks have been really slow. Like for the last year, the cannabis stocks have been getting beat up, right? Well, what's happened here over the last, I would say, 6 months since March is that the American cannabis stocks, the top American cannabis stocks have exploded. But the top Canadian cannabis stocks have not. Now, some might say that's an opportunity. Some might say it's just a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. Now, you can see that the Canadian ones have come up too. Like from March, they've come up, just not as much. You could see Aphria here, probably the #1 Canadian company right now, I would say. One of the top Canadian companies overall in the cannabis sector, Aphria. You could see that they've gone from 195 to 615. But if I show you some of the American ones, like if we look at True Leaf, for example, they've been on an absolute tear from $8 all the way to $35. CanTrust is back. Yeah, I mean, CanTrust is back, but does anybody believe that CanTrust is a good investment right now? I mean, that is a risky investment, right? We have to be honest. Those are very risky investments. But yes, CanTrust is back. But did you notice that the Canadian cannabis stocks have not performed well, but yet the American cannabis stocks have exploded? I've already showed you GTII. I've showed you True Leaf. Take a look at Cura. Let's look at Cure Leaf. Look at Cure Leaf. From $3 to $12.75. Huge moves from the American cannabis MSOs. Meanwhile, in Canada, we've seen a struggle. For example, with Aurora Cannabis. And Aurora Cannabis is highly recognized as one of the biggest and the best cannabis licensed producers in Canada. And you can see that this chart is anything but exciting. This chart is anything but exciting. So from $47 down to $5 and now back to 10. This is not the type of chart you want to own, right? You don't want to own this. Now it is coming back a little bit. It's come back a little bit. But clearly Aurora is not what we thought it was, right? When this industry really started, we thought, and I know I did, that Aurora would be one of the biggest and one of the best. And clearly it hasn't been Aurora. It hasn't been anybody in Canada, even though Canada was first to go legal federally. Clearly, right now in America, True Leaf from $8 to $35, that's where the momentum is. GTII, Green Thumb, this is where the momentum is. $5 to $21. This is where the money is. Right here, right now, flowing right here, right now into American MSOs. That's where the money is. I'll show you more. You want to see more? I'll show you more. How about Planet 13? Planet 13 has been on a tear, epic tear, from 99 cents all the way to 5.51. This is the American company Planet 13, but the Canadian symbol PLTH. The American symbol for Planet 13 is PLNHF. This is the American symbol for Planet 13. You can see from 63 cents all the way to 4.19. So Planet 13 has been on an epic tear. Another American MSO. See the trend? So we've seen Trulieve, who is the most profitable cannabis company, happens to be in America, killing it. We've seen Planet 13 killing it. So I've showed you some companies that are absolutely destroying it right now. I showed you Green Thumb, GTII, killing it. How about Grow Generation Corp, GRWG, a company I brought you first? And look at them. From $2 to $19.59, went up 9% today to $17.67, and is up another 7% after market to $18.94. It is absolutely on fire. And I've been looking, and there's nobody in Canada on the level. There just isn't. There's nobody in Canada on the level. Why? Why? What is the reason? Treatum says Valens number one. Mark says jump ship on the Canadian pot stocks in March. Now I've turned 30K into 85 all in US pot stocks. Well done, Mark. Treatum Finance says Valens is the best, mark my words. Yeah, I do like Valens. Jason Garza says Cura reported 28 million. Very good. That's what we like to see. Adjusted EBITDA. Wow, that's positive. Treatum Finance says Valens is quality. TCNNF, GTBIF, CURLF, averaging 10,000 a month profit, April to August. Wow. Hey, man. Bless you, brother. That's great. You're all over it, man. Congratulations on your success. I'm happy for you. You deserve it. You're all over it. Infusion Bioscience Sproutly has beverage deal with Hillview and Kalo in New York, and just got a distribution deal on hemp-infused products with PepsiCo New York. Sproutly management has ties to PepsiCo. Alberto Ramos, Delta 9, nonstop quarter-over-quarter grow, unlike others. Jesse says, I think Afria is best. Well, I think it's clear that Trulieve is the best because they've got the most profit. I don't see anybody else on Trulieve's level, but right now Grow Generation Corp is screaming, and it's screaming aftermarket again. Screaming aftermarket again, and that's Grow Generation Corp. And if we take a look at Trulieve, TCNNF in America, we'll take a look at it, $22.42. Now, Trulieve needs to get on a senior exchange. Listen, Trulieve, guys, get on a senior exchange. But look at this, from $5 to 26 bucks. Now that's a move, right? That's a move. That's a big move. So Trulieve Cannabis, number one in profitability in the entire cannabis industry. Trulieve Cannabis is number one. And they've proven it based on their results and based on the chart. Look, this is a screamer from $5 to $22.42. That is a beautiful multiple. You could have made 3, 4, 5 times your money on this one pick. And I'm not suggesting anybody goes buys it. Remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Let's take a look at Tilt. Tilt is one that members are winning on. Tilt started at 15. It is now at 63 cents. I'm not telling you to go buy Tilt, but Tilt's doing well. Okay. Has done well. Let's see if it continues. Jason Garza says Canadian pod companies aren't doing well because they can't count. They only report losses. Exactly. When are these Canadian companies going to show profits? Mark says, thanks, Rich. I owe it to you for getting me started. You know what, Mark? I like you, brother. Respect, man. I'm going to make you a moderator here. Respect, man. Good work. Treatum Finance says, just because the stock price is going up doesn't mean the company is good. I'm not disagreeing with that statement, but if the momentum is up in the cannabis sector in America and it's not up in Canada, then we need to talk about it and we need to be aware of it. Because it's clear and obvious to me that the momentum is in America and not in Canada. Jason Garza says, bring back the hype and my money. Well, you know what? It's not just hype anymore. Now it's about profitability, right? And unfortunately, none of these companies have it. So if none of these companies are going to have profitability, how are they going to get up? So it's a big problem that cannabis stocks are having in Canada, a lack of profitability. And in America, they are leading the way with profitability with companies like Trulieve. Companies like Scott's Miracle Grow has been a huge success. Look at Scott's Miracle Grow at $166. They were at $76 in March when everybody crashed due to the COVID-19 crisis. And you can see now Scott's Miracle Grow has gone all the way back up from $76 to $166 right now. Wow. So Scott's Miracle Grow, the biggest and the baddest cannabis play on the block. About IIPR, this is cannabis and real estate. You put cannabis and real estate together, you got my attention. How about a stock that I called at $40 that went to $120? That's right. IIPR. And I brought you videos of them first. Told you that they were a giant, that in the midst of all the companies failing, they would be successful. And they even pay dividends. Believe it or not, they pay dividends. So IIPR is one to absolutely watch. I'm not suggesting you buy it at 119, but if you see this thing dip again, especially under 100, you definitely want to consider looking at it. About GWPH, GW Pharma. I really like this company. Currently at 107. It's been as low as 67 during the crisis and been as high as 141. I really think we get back to 141. I really do. I think this could be a buying opportunity for GWPH. I really like this company. I think the upside is tremendous. I think we could see a $200 stock here. I'm not suggesting it can't go lower than 107. Remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence, always do your research, and always consult a financial advisor before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. I just think that based on where it's trading right now and based on where it's been historically, that this is actually a good price. Because historically, when you look at it at $1, you can see $100. I apologize. You can see over the last year, it's usually trading over $100. So if you can get it at 100 or lower, you can position yourself in a very good price in GW Pharma. And then on the next big run up, you can, potentially cash out at 140, 150, maybe $200 a share. I do believe they're getting a resistance around 140. You can see right here, the resistance is coming at around 140 level. So every time it comes to this level, it's getting resistance. So I'd be looking to sell around there. So if I'm looking to buy, you're looking to buy at 100 or lower and you're looking to sell, between 135, 140 range, because you'll typically get some resistance there. Treatum says, I love your cannabis videos, man. Keep it up. Hey, my pleasure, man. SMG is amazing. Yeah, they've been a beast. Mark says, I'm going in 20K with NBEV 207. Oh, wow. I hope you win big, brother. Jesse B, how do you feel about Delta 9? I like them a lot. I'm going to be interviewing them on my show very soon, so stay tuned. Jeff, hey, Jeff, how you doing? Rich, great idea to cover this as the trend is from Canada to the US. Even processors in Canada cannot show profitability. Nobody in Canada is showing profitability. Stocks in Canada are not moving up. No, they're not. And I wanted to make it obvious so people could be aware that the trend is all the money is going into the American ones right now. And the American ones are exploding right before our eyes. So we need to be aware of it. We need to track it, and we need to find a way to capitalize from it. Am I still invested in Valens? No, I'm not invested in Valens right now. I do like them though. But you know, like it goes back to the same thing. The Canadian cannabis companies are not profitable right now. They're not growing their EBITDA and their vault. They're spending more than they're making. And this is the problem in the sector as a whole in Canada and even in America as well. But there are a few companies like Trulieve that have figured it out. If we look at Valens, $2.43. You could see that $1.75 is the definite bottom, in my opinion. If you go to the 1-year chart, you can see the 175 is the bottom. If you can pick it up $2 or less, I think it's a good buy. But like I said, Canadian cannabis companies haven't done well. So we need to see some momentum. And right now, there is none. So the hype is gone. Everybody's moved over to the US side. And yeah, there's a little bit of moves up and down here, but this is nothing that exciting. This is not like GTII, right? It's not even close. Or let's even take a look at IGC. IGC is getting into the COVID-19 space all of a sudden, and their stock exploded from 26 cents to $4.50. Once again, another company, you know, on the Amex. And this is what I mean is like, it's these American operators that are getting the love right now. It's not the Canadian ones. Like, you don't see any Canadian ones jumping like this. Like, who's jumping in Canada? Who? I want to know, like, who's jumping in Canada? But I see a lot jumping in America. A lot of American companies have done extremely well. And let's remind you that Grow Generation Corp is going up. Aftermarket, look, it is now up to $19.06. It's up 7.9% aftermarket. Ever since I did my videos on Grow Generation Corp, this thing hasn't stopped. And I did a video about them 5 months ago, I believe, when they were at $5. And now they are at $19. I had no idea it was going to go up like this. I didn't. I'll admit it. I can't believe what they're doing. But it's crazy that, you know, especially as Canadian investors, that the US ones are moving like this, but the Canadian ones are not. So we need to capitalize on this. And I don't believe it's too late. Maybe some of these have moved, but there's still others that haven't. And they're probably going to be next. So we got to watch all the American cannabis stocks right now. We got to watch them. And the ones that are really moving, we got to continue to watch them. And if there's moves to be made in the market, we got to take advantage of them. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm thinking. Short ACB. Do I like Zena's new CEO? How about their latest quarterly update? You know what? I want to be positive about Zenabis. I hold a lot of shares, and I only want the best for them. Do I like their CEO? I mean, I'll like the CEO if the stock goes up and we start building some shareholder equity. But if the stock stays at 10 cents, I can't like anybody in that company because I don't understand how a company that's generating 27 million a quarter is trading at 10 cents. You know, and that's not on me. I'm a shareholder. That's on the company. That's on the management. That's on them. And they got to figure out a way to get that stock price up and start building some shareholder equity and creating some shareholder value for their shareholders. And until they do that, I can't have any excitement about anything that anybody's doing until they actually start building some shareholder equity and creating shareholder value for their shareholders. And that's how I feel. CBDMD is great. CBDMD. CBDMD. CBDMD at $2.92. So it was at 50 cents, come up to from 50 cents to almost $3. That's a big move. Big move. I still do think, though, in Canada, if there's one that could be a good one for us still, I can't stop thinking that Aphria might be it. You know, with the amount of revenue that they're bringing in, the fact that they're at $6, I think at some point, this is going to be an undervalued play. I just want to see profitability. I want to see profitability. I want to believe that these Canadian companies are going to figure it out, that they're going to be profitable. But I don't believe that they're going to be rewarded. And I might be wrong, but it doesn't look like they were going to be rewarded until they become profitable. And who knows when that's going to happen. But this play right here, Aphria, seems to me like one of the best. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Am I still invested in GRB and Power? No. I took my profit and ran. Treatum Finance says the only two pot stocks I own are Valens and Aphria. And I think Valens and Aphria have a chance to be two of the best in Canada. But they need to become profitable. They need to have profitable quarters. They need large revenue, profitability, EBITDA. Yes, Kramer did pump GRWG last night. Jesse says Aphria will explode when they announce U.S. expansion. I just think Aphria is very affordable. I think Valens is very affordable too. But why are the Canadian ones so far behind the American ones? You know, and if we take a look at Planet 13, I mean, they've just been such a monster lately. They've been doing this huge run up recently. I don't know if they'll be able to sustain this. You know, it'd be interesting to see if they can sustain this. But there's been a lot of players in America making big moves. So why not Planet 13 continue? I don't know. We'll see. Another one that actually did well today that I own is CXXI, C21 Investments. They're up 20% in America, CXXIF, CXXI in Canada. CXXI up 26% in Canada, making a big move today. I am a shareholder. I was very happy about that. So this is one that I'm actually excited about. And I am a shareholder, like I said. So they've been making a nice little move here recently. You can see that they came up from 48 cents to 72 cents. Hopefully we could see them go to $1 and above. Now, are there any other cannabis companies that you guys think I should look at or I should be interested in that you think have a chance to explode? I think we've identified all the major runners in America, but if there's any others that have been running that I haven't discussed or haven't talked about, please let me know. Freedom Finance says Labs is getting crushed. Yeah, Labs has been getting destroyed. So that's kind of what my analysis is of the cannabis sector right now. Yeah, we talked about Tilt earlier. A lot of players in America, not a lot, but a handful, 6 to 10, have made big moves. Haven't seen those same moves in Canada. I don't know if they're going to come. And one of the biggest difference, especially with TrueLeaf, is just the profitability between TrueLeaf and the Canadian operators, the Canadian LPs. They're just not even close. So will this continue? I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm going to be watching always the entire market. And if I see moves that are going to continue to be very powerful and be, if there's going to be any news or any catalysts that are happening in the market, I'm always going to try to bring it to you guys first. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is Rich from Rich TV Live, looking at the cannabis sector, comparing the Canadian cannabis sector to the US cannabis sector. The entire sector overall is still not on fire. I would say that in America, there are 5 to 10 major players that have exploded. In Canada, we've seen some come back from the bottoms in March, but we haven't seen the same explosions. Will this continue? I'm not 100% sure. Stay tuned. We'll give you the analysis and keep it updated as it happens. This is Rich from Rich TV Live. Thank you guys for watching. Now, remember, I'm not a licensed advisor. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here. Consult a financial advisor. Green Bull says Motive Ventures change name to Thoughtful Brands Inc., TBI. They are starting a major marketing campaign in US first, then Canada. Okay, we'll be taking a look at TBI. Thank you very much for that. Let's just quickly look at TBI. Are they on here? Let's see. TBI. TBI. I don't see them here. Oh, there they are. Thoughtful Brands. 29.5 cents, up 28%. Oh, wow. It's big. 28% today. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's a good move. It's a big move. That's a big one-day move. Thank you for sharing that. I did bring you guys Motive Ventures, well under 20 cents. So now they've moved up to almost 30 cents. So congratulations to everybody that got into Motive Ventures. And now under the name Thoughtful Brands, TBI. So take a look at that pick. All right, guys, if there's anything else, please let me know. If you like this video, comment on the video. Put your comments in the description of the video. If you like the video, smash the like button, share the video everywhere. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys. T-God had a good second Q. Well, that's T-God needs to do something. Jeff says Planet 13 is now on the way in California. All right, guys, thank you so much for sharing. Stay tuned. Get your popcorn ready. If there's anything else popping in the markets, we'll let you know. But right now, as it stands, one that's really moving for tomorrow, since you guys are here, I'm going to share with you guys Grow Generation Corp now to $19.15. So it's exploding after market, up another 8% after being up 9% today. It's up another 8.5% after market. It's absolutely screaming. We'll see it at $20 tomorrow. You can book it. This is Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace.